Hello, online crew. If you are somebody that gets triggered, jealous, or even a little bit angry at other people's success online, particularly in this industry, then this is a video that you need to watch. Okay, so I will go into that at the moment. Welcome to a brand new week. How are you? Where are you watching from? If you're live, say hello. This week, just before I get into the topic for today, this week, if you are in my coaching community, it's our live Q&A Zoom calls this week. So don't miss those calls. So we've got those calls coming up during the week, and they are awesome calls to jump on, ask questions. I can help you with your specific business, with what's happening with you. So make sure you jump on those calls. Anytime you get an opportunity to jump on a call with a mentor, you absolutely should. I've just finished a 2-hour call with my VIP students, and we just had the most amazing call, the most amazing discussion, and it comes from just chatting, and asking certain questions about what's going on for you in your business. So that's just a reminder for this week. So the topic for today, the beginning of the week, is when I talk about something thought-provoking, something to help you be a better version of yourself, something to think a little bit deeper, something to, I guess just move the needle forward with becoming the person that you need to become to be successful in this industry. Now, what happens in this industry is we see a lot of people come into this kind of business model sometimes, and they'll come in to our companies after us and fly through the ranks. Or you're looking at a friend in another company and they fly through the ranks, and or they get a lot of customers, or they have some success, and it's like, why not me? How come it always happens for them? Or that's what I want. Why can't I have that? Or somebody does something really cool online, the way that you're trying to build your business online, and you couldn't do it yourself, or you haven't done it as fast as somebody else. So how do we handle that? It's a real thing in our industry. It's called compare-itis. Have you had it? Do you have it? Do you know that you do it? People that say they don't, I don't necessarily believe them. I think, human nature, there is an element of jealousy, wishing, wanting, hoping that things could happen a little bit quicker or a little bit easier for you. So if that's thoughts that's run through your mind, then here's what you kind of need to know and how to deal with it. Firstly, your triggers in life for anything, your triggers in life are your teachers. Remember that. Whatever you get triggered by is something that you need to learn to work through. Your triggers are your teachers. In this case, and that could be triggers from other people. It could be triggers from family. It could be triggers all over the place. But what we're talking about at the moment is triggers as far as jealousy or even anger, for other people succeeding in this industry. It's a teacher to you. It is telling you something. Your triggers are your teachers. If you've been around me for a while, one of the things that I share all the time about my journey, and triggers can be one of these things, is asking myself, and you can move through stuff and eliminate overwhelm and eliminate being stuck in things when you ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this? So if you know you're triggered by someone, something, jealousy, those kind of things, your first question to yourself should be, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to learn from this? There is something that you need to learn from your feelings when you get triggered by others. Because you know what? You can't control anyone else. You can't control what happens about that. I spoke about this last week, if you watched that video. You cannot control the outside world. You can't control other people. You can't control sometimes, your environment, depending what's going on. Sometimes you can't control health, with what's going on in that. Like, there's a lot of things we can't control, but what we can control is the way that you think. whether you're positive, whether you're negative, whether you look at half glass full or half glass empty, how you think and how you move through life is completely up to you. If you get triggered by things, what do you need to learn from that? That's up to you. That's not up to the person who had the success. And here's generally in this industry what you don't see when you're triggered by somebody else's success. People only see on social media what's happening with what they see. So, social media, posts, reels, live videos, stories, that's the stuff that people see. People that are having more success than you are probably doing a lot of things that you don't see. Honestly, success is about the things that somebody is doing when no one's watching, not when people are watching. It's not a post that somebody puts out there and gets a lot of engagement on that makes them successful. It's not a live video that they're brave enough to do. Then maybe you're not brave enough to do live videos that's going to make them successful. It's not the reels that they're putting out there. All of that helps. Yes, I'm not saying that it doesn't, but it's everything else they're doing when people aren't watching. It's their daily method of operation. It's their time blocking. It's the learning. It's the fine tuning their skills. It's, creating things, whether it's a lead magnet or a freebie. It's all the groundwork they do in the background with creating all these kind of things to get out there, to learn how to build an email list. If you are comparing yourself to somebody who's had a lot more success than you or made a lot more money than you, what are they doing when no one's watching versus what are you doing when no one's watching? What do you need to learn from that? I guarantee you, people that you are watching that are making a lot more money than you, that are more successful than you, that you are jealous of, they've probably done more hard yards than you. They're probably more consistent than you. They're probably more focused than you. They probably spend their energy and their time more wisely than you. I'll say it again, your triggers are your teachers. Little bit off topic, but if you are triggered by a human being that pushes your buttons, that rubs you up the wrong way, that's not their fault, that's yours. You're letting somebody else's energy rub off on you. That's not their problem, that's your problem. You're allowing that. So if you get jealous or even angry of somebody else's success, you're allowing those thought processes in your mind. That's for you to control. That's a lesson you need to learn. You got to turn that around and use it as a teacher. Okay, I need to do more. I need to be more consistent. I need to network with more people. I need to put more content out there. They've got content out there all the time. I don't have half the content that they have out there. When you're comparing to somebody, and you know how it goes, you cannot compare your, 6 months or 12 months to somebody's 6 years in the industry. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. You can't compare somebody else's financial success to somebody that's been in the industry for years, that's got thousands and thousands and thousands of people on an email list. They promote something and they get traction from it. You promote it and you don't get much traction from it, but you don't have an email list. You don't have a following. You haven't done the hard work to get a following. They might have. So I'll say it again, your triggers are your biggest teachers. So what do you need to learn? What do you need to ask yourself around, what do I need to learn from this? 1, I need to stop comparing myself to others. I'm on my own journey and my own journey only. If somebody is doing or becoming more successful than me, making more money than me, what are they doing that I'm not? That's a good question. So it's a matter of being honest with yourself about what you are and aren't actually doing, And also being honest with yourself in what you're confused by, because somebody might be getting it and you just might not be. So are you asking the right questions, or are you wasting energy on being jealous, or you're actually trying to find solutions to ask the right questions? Like I've literally just had a 2-hour call with my VIP students, and some of the questions that they asked went into this amazing discussion that helped everybody else on the call a number of times over those 2 hours. So it's the quality of the questions that you ask when you're not getting to where you want to go. So if you don't know something, or you're confused by something, no question is a silly question. That's why those of you that are in my coaching community, jump on our live Q&A Zoom calls this week and ask questions. Don't sit back and feel jealous, or it's too hard, or you're too overwhelmed, or you're too stuck. Your triggers are your teachers. Do something about it. Show up for yourself. Change your thought processes. And if you don't know the answers to something, or you don't have clarity around something, be brave enough to go and ask the question of somebody that you know can help you. Does this all make sense? It is an absolute waste of time being in your own head. Absolute waste of time. Being jealous of other people, being, angry, generally is more anger about you're angry at yourself for not doing more, or you're angry at yourself for not acting quick enough, or you're angry at yourself for not being consistent enough, or you're angry at yourself for not putting out enough content. Generally, it's kind of some kind of anger when you're triggered by other people's success. You're angry with yourself for not doing more. All of that is actually completely normal. There's nothing wrong with you. Being jealous, being triggered by other people, wanting somebody else has, watching somebody else's journey and saying, oh, I wish I could do that too. I wish I had the same results. Having a bit of jealousy and comparing is completely normal. So just, it's not wrong. It's very normal. But it's not productive if you don't learn from it. If you don't say to yourself, what do I need to learn from this? If you don't recognize your triggers are your teachers. When you can recognize your triggers are your teachers and ask yourself, okay, what do I need to learn from this? I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling stuck, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I'm feeling insanely jealous, and you recognize that, then that question is, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to do? And you move into solutions rather than embellishing on the problem, feeling bad about yourself, feeling jealous around other people and their success, and you just sit there wasting time. And you're wasting all your energy on the wrong things. When you can say to yourself, what do I need to learn from this? I'm triggered by this. What do I need to do? And you move into looking at solutions a lot quicker. Okay, who can I have a conversation with around this? Who can I reach out to? I don't know the answers. I don't know what I'm doing. I need some help. Just being brave enough to ask a question, even if you think it's a silly question, because usually if you've got a question in this industry, in the online world, somebody else has got exactly the same question. It's confusing out there in the online world. It's a minefield. You just want to build your business online, but suddenly you've got to learn about content creation and reels and TikTok and conversations and messenger and automation. And now we're talking about lead magnets and email marketing and branding. And you just wanted to build your business online. And now you're probably stuck in learning mode, and you're overthinking everything, and you're not creating enough content. You're not being generally authentically you. You're not showing up enough, which means you're not building enough relationships, which means your business isn't growing, which means you're not getting enough customers or having people join your team because you've stopped in your tracks. You're learning, and you're not doing. The only cure for overwhelm is action. You got to force yourself to take action. Because the more you think, the more damage you do, and then you just end up hating social media and stepping away and probably finishing your business. Overthinking is not healthy. So if you know you're overthinking and you're stopping yourself from doing things and you get jealous of other people's success, just remember, what are you doing when no one's watching? Are you, binge watching Netflix and eating chocolate on the couch? Or are you actually learning and then taking action, learning, taking action, asking a question, attending calls that you know are going to be really beneficial for you, like Zoom calls with mentors and stuff like that? Or are you just too busy to attend those calls? If you're not on your team calls for your network marketing business, you'll go cold. If you don't stay close to the fire with the people that are doing the do and giving you the advice and sharing their wisdom with you, you'll go cold and you'll not get any customers or teammates, and you will end up bowing out of the industry. You've got to stay close to the fire. You've got to stay close to the people that can help you. So if you're triggered and you retreat, not a good combination. If you're triggered, remember, my triggers are my teachers. My triggers are my teachers. Then your next thing is, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to go and do? Not what do I need to go and think about over and over and over again. What do I need to do? Okay? Am I making sense to any of you? I'll say hello to a few people. Hello, Beth. Hello, Leonie. It was the best call. Beth was on my VIP call that we had for 2 hours. It was an amazing call. Dean was there too. Because of the VIP call, I won't be able to sleep because his brain is in overdrive. Okay? So, again, coaching community members, don't miss the live Q&A Zoom calls this week because you want to be like Dean and Beth. You have a conversation. Liz is the same. She's not going to sleep either because she was on the call. 100% JC. Push, pull, strive. Time keeps slipping into the future. And this is the thing. Time isn't going to slow down. Jealousy, anger, confusion, overwhelm, being stuck on something. It is normal, yes. They're quite natural, normal emotions, but they're really, really unproductive, and time ain't slowing down for anybody, nor you. So you can either choose to get stuck in those emotions and waste time, or you can face it and do something about it, ask questions, move through it, think of solutions, and, get on your way. And remember, it's not what you do when everyone's watching. It's not the live video. It's not the reels. It's not the stories. It's all the work that you're doing behind the scenes when no one's watching. Like, I know sometimes people have said comments to me, oh, you're so lucky. It's like, luck doesn't have a lot to do with it. I have worked my ass off. I continue to work my ass off. I spend a lot of time when I'm not on live videos talking to you guys, or I'm not doing Zoom calls. I spend a lot of my time still learning, teaching myself, coming up with solutions, creating things, having conversations, helping people. It's all the stuff that I do, building my email list, creating things for my email list, writing emails, all of those kind of things, building up my network, building up my audience, building up my email list. So when I do promote something, I get results. But I've done all that hard work. I'm not lucky. I've worked damn hard. So just something to be mindful of when you're triggered. If you do feel a little bit of jealousy and anger and things like that when somebody else is getting better results than you, it's usually something that you're angry at yourself at, wasting time or not moving far or staying stuck for too long, those kind of things. So just evaluate that for what it is. Be really honest with yourself. Don't put yourself down. It's completely natural, normal to feel jealous and things like that. It's not wrong. It's kind of wrong if you sit in it for too long, if that makes sense. So take responsibility and do something about it. What question do I need to ask? What calls do I need to turn up on if they're available to me? What do I need to do when no one's watching? Am I organized? Am I time blocking? Am I doing my DMO? Am I doing the small things every day? Because it's exactly the same. I talk about this all the time. It's exactly the same as building a muscle. You can't build muscle on your arms or your legs or get fit or lose weight unless you do small things every single day. If you eat donuts every day, if you eat chocolate every day, if you do bad things every day, you will slowly get a result you don't want. So if there's a different result that you want in life, health, business, or relationships, work on the small things every day when no one's watching. So if it's health, clean up your food, spend more time prepping in the kitchen, be more organized so there's something healthy in the fridge when you get hungry rather than there's nothing, so you just grab, the most sugary thing that you can find. If you want to get fitter, you have to walk, you have to run, you have to go to the gym, like whatever it is that you do. Like if you want to build muscle and get fitter, you have to lift the weights consistently. You can't just lift the weights once and get really strong muscles. Your business is no different. So just see it for what it is, be really real, be really, really honest, but go and do something about it. Your triggers are your teachers. Okay, food for thought. I hope that's helpful. I hope you really think about what I'm sharing with you here about something that you maybe need to go and do, and maybe rework your DMO, rework how you think, rework what you give attention to, and just know that, when you're triggered by something, the trigger should be, what do I need to learn from this? And then go and find a solution. Okay, don't sit in overwhelm. Don't sit in being stuck. Don't sit in jealousy. It just stops you in your tracks. Okay, we just want you to win and we want you to get results. We want you to build amazing audiences and have great human connections so you can get the customers and the clients and the teammates that you want. But it's all up to you. You can't control what's happening out there, but you can absolutely 100% control you. So take more control of you and your thoughts and your actions and get back in the driver's seat and go after what you want, because you are worth it. Okay? Thank you for being here today, either live or on the replay. I look forward to seeing you on my other live videos later in the week. And if you are in my coaching community, remember, jump on the live Q&A Zoom calls this week and ask that question you need to ask, whatever that is for you. See you on my next live video.